Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I have the Boss Katana 50EX from the third generation with me. And what I want to show you today is how easy you can get great sounds out of this amp. Because what I figured out is that some people are overwhelmed with all the controls and effects and software and all on this amp, And that's why I want to show you how you can get great sounds with this amp without using software, without going in depth with crazy settings, like just getting sounds with very simple settings. Going through all the amp types and just showing you how great this amp can sound. If you are not familiar with the third generation of the Katana amps, the main difference to the previous Katana amps is the pushed channel. It's like a new amp type, which is in between clean and crunch. It's like a light crunch tube amp kind of sound. And I love this channel. This is my favorite channel on this amp. So you will hear that in a minute. And what's also new is, or what I heard, what they have improved is the brown amp, like they improved this. And this amp also has a Bluetooth adapter thing which you can plug in the back so you can connect your smartphone or whatever with the amp. Anyway, let me show you my settings. What you can see here, my settings are very straightforward. Like this is on 12, gain on 12, volume on 12. EQ is a bit shaped to this guitar. It's an Epiphone SG and this tends to sound a bit bright. So I just turned down the treble a little bit. That's basically it. And what you can see on the effects, it's all turned off except the reverb. And what I did is just turning this knob to like this position just to get a slightly bit reverb in all of those sounds I'm showing you. And then the most important thing is we are in panel mode. And this means what you see here is what you get. There are no hidden settings or whatever, like it's just what you can see here. And this is my master setting and I'm in half mode. The amp is mic'd up and I go into my audio interface with the microphone and from there I record into my DAW. One thing before I start, each amp type has a variation. This means we have two like clean characters, like we have this one and then this one. And the same is with the push channel. We have two characters. And it's with every amp type. And I will show you all of those sounds except the acoustic one because I'm playing an electric guitar. Alright, so let's start with the clean tones. Sounds beautiful, and as you can see, there are no crazy settings. Let's check the variation. Very straightforward and beautiful, clean sound in my opinion. If you want to spice it up a little bit, you can add some modulation. So you look for your modulation knob, which is this one, the top one. There are always two. And you just turn it up a little bit like this. And I think this should be chorus. And you can also add some delay. So you go to the delay knob, which is here, the top one again, and you just turn it up a little bit. And the more you turn it up, the louder the delay gets. And if you want to change the tempo of the delay, you can tap in on this LED, you can see a different tempo. So if you tap fast, you get a fast delay. And if you tap slow, you get a slower delay. Yeah, and this is the delay volume, as I said. Let's do it like this. And this is how it sounds like with delay and chorus. And as you could see, I just turned these two knobs a little bit and your sound gets much more ambient-like, you know, with a subtle chorus and a little bit delay. And yeah, like as you can see, just turning these knobs a little bit and that's it. And if you turn them back like I just did, you get your like more dry kind of clean sound with just a little bit of reverb. Alright, let's move on to the pushed channel, which is my favorite. And as you can see, I just turned off the variation and all the other settings are the same. Let's check out the variation. And there you can hear that the variation on the push channel has less gain. So it makes sense to just turn up the gain a little bit if you want more gain. If you want to have like a more light crunch sound, then of course you can let the gain like this position. But let's turn it up a little bit like this. Yeah, this is like this AC/DC kind of low gain crunch sound, which I really love on this amp. It sounds really natural. And one thing I want to show you is how well this reacts to the volume control on the guitar. So let me show you that. So you can roll it down a little bit. I rolled it back to like 5 or something, and I got a really beautiful clean sound within the push channel. And when I turn it up to 10, I got my crunchy sound. This is working very well on this amp. Like, it's very tube-like. It feels very tube-like. Now turning off the variation and we go to the crunch channel. And of course, we should decrease the gain again to 12 o'clock. variation. Yeah, the crunch channel sits right above the push channel, of course, like it's the next gain stage on this amp. And now let's go to the lead channel, and all the settings are the same, of course. Sounds fantastic. And now the variation. Yeah, that's a beautiful sound in my opinion. And now let's go to the last amp type, which is the brown channel or brown amp. And now the variation. Sounds very good to my ears, at least from this position, like I'm next to the amp, but it sounds really fantastic. Let me show you what I would do when I really want to use like a lead guitar tone with this amp. I would choose like the lead amp or the brown amp, depends on like which character I want to have in my sound. But let's take the lead amp, and what I then would do is just add a little bit of boost. That means we go to this booster section and we turn this control, like the bottom one, like just a little bit, just to boost the sound a bit. And I'll show you the difference. So this cleans up like the bottom end and increases the gain a little bit. And yeah, this is like a very simple thing that you can do. And then of course also adding some delay like we did before on the clean sound. Like, let's do it like this. And maybe increase the reverb a little bit. And maybe just go back a little bit with the treble, because like this guitar tends to be very bright. So let's check out how this sounds like. Yeah, that's what I would do, like very simple things, just adding a bit of boost and a bit of delay by just turning up these knobs a little bit. And that's it. This is how I set up simple sounds with this amp without going crazy with in-depth like settings. What I do is like always adjusting the EQ to the guitar, which I did here with the treble. It still was maybe a bit too bright, but I couldn't hear it perfectly from this position, but like just to go into this direction with the treble. And yeah, and that's it. Like you can go through each amp type and simply let all the settings the same, you know? You don't need to touch them much. Maybe adjust the gain a little bit, or take a variation of an amp which you like more. And yeah, and add some subtle effects, just maybe to a clean sound or maybe to a lead sound, how you prefer. And you don't have to go crazy with like having like a very in-depth settings of a chorus pedal or of a delay and whatever. So you can keep it very simple here. All right, I really hope this video was helpful for you. You can find links to the Boss Katana and also to Epiphone SG down in the video description. Make sure to check them out. And if you have any more questions, just write a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you are new here, so we can see each other in the next video.